before we get into this video, I want to ask that you please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video, and also my second channel will be linked below if you can go subscribe to that and check it out. It would mean a lot to me. Okay, on with the video. It's a juicy one. Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing really good. Oh, I am just in the best mood. I am going to tell you about it a bit more in the future, but however, we have some drama. Now, the new Frenemies podcast dropped, right? Is my camera slanted? I think it is. You know what? When have we ever been about presentation on this channel? So we're gonna let it slide. There is so much drama that's happening because the new Frenemies podcast just dropped, and there are so many different segments that people have, you know, some issues with. First of all, I want to get it out of the way that I've always been vocal that I enjoy this podcast. I think it's very entertaining. I think it brings out the best in both Trisha and Ethan, and I think they hit off of each other very well because they're such, you know, split personalities that are, you know, so different from each other. And also AB, who works on the show, is insanely hot, so I mean they have that going for them as well. AB, if you're seeing this video, I always comment on your Instagram photos. So again, as I said, there's so many different parts of this podcast we can take apart, and in this particular one, they're basically saying that the Frenemies podcast is under attack, and they read out an Insider article where Lindsay, actually from Insider, was basically just opening up the conversation about mental health, a great article around the podcast, and they really did not take it well because they didn't like being the poster children for mental health. Which, again, I can understand, but I mean, Lindsay's article was really good and they didn't read it. They only read the headline and then went off that entire thing. So, I mean, that was kind of hypocritical. And then Ethan brings up D'Angelo. I think it's D'Angelo. Everyone always attacks me for saying D'Angelo. I think it's D'Angelo. Anyway, great creator on this platform. He was the one who made that Shane Dawson video, which I always tell people, and I urge them to go watch if they're like, why is Shane getting cancelled? Because it really opened my eyes and opened so many other people's eyes. It literally has millions upon millions of views. It's like an hour and something long. And he basically just shows, like, all of the behavior that Shane Dawson has been getting away with for so long on this platform. So D'Angelo actually made a video about the Frenemies podcast, and Ethan and Hila actually watched it on the H3 podcast live and went through it, and they basically were like, Ethan wanted to like talk shit, but his audience loved D'Angelo, so then he didn't. He said they were best friends, and it was kind of like a joke that he loved him so much. And so now I knew that it was going to cause a little bit of drama because I know that Trisha would probably hate D'Angelo because he was the one, you know, that made that video on Shane that was kind of the final nail in the coffin, and it really was. And it's like his video was literally like the moment Shane Dawson's career ended. So like that's a big title in itself, and it kind of lived up to that, if you know what I mean. So I know that Trisha would have some opinions on D'Angelo just because she is so vocal still in support of Shane. We've always given her that. We've given her a compliment that, you know, she stood by him through it all. We're not saying whether we agree with her or not, but we're saying as a friend, you know, she's never backed down, which again shows that she's very supportive. And loyal is probably the word. And then it got even spicier. So Ethan and Hila actually liked D'Angelo's video, and they basically reached out to him, they followed him, and then they said that they were going to watch the Shane Dawson video, which I thought was going to cause a big drama, because again, Trisha is trying so hard to like silence the people that are calling out Shane and not want people to know why he was being cancelled. Remember, she was deflecting and attacking the Smith family, trying to be like, this you, calling them out. So she's still very much so on that wavelength. And so on top of that, whenever they said that they were going to watch the Shane video, I was like, oh shit, maybe this is going to open up Ethan's eyes as well, because Ethan said that Shane Dawson, like, hasn't committed any crimes and he hasn't done anything wrong, and so D'Angelo was like, watch my video and see, you know, and I'll point out the things that he's actually done on camera that we can hold against him. So Ethan is now watching the video, and to spice it up even more, Ethan is now saying that he is going to have D'Angelo on the podcast, which, you know, in regards to the series that he made with Taddy, with Jeffrey, and with Shane, which in my opinion is going to cause a fucking mayhem, and it kind of already has because they talk about him, that Trisha is not happy with this and doesn't like D'Angelo at all. And I really feel like she's deflecting and just being pure ignorant and just arrogant here. And so I'm going to show you this clip from the Frenemies podcast in which Trisha is voicing her opinions on D'Angelo. Now again, I'm showing my support that I think he's a great creator. He does great research, great editing, and Trisha is basically, she says something really hypocritical, which we're going to watch now. She's like, people just jump to support anyone who makes a long video with good editing. Like Shane Dawson? Trisha, isn't that literally Shane's entire thing? Long videos with good editing because it was Andrew doing the editing? She literally, that made me laugh so fucking hard because she was coming at D'Angelo and basically like, yeah, anyone can make a video that's, you know, long and has good editing and it can blow up. Like Shane! That was Shane's full thing! Oh, I think she was so hypocritical in that moment. But let's hear what she had to say. So, they're basically talking about, you know, the Insider article, and then they go on to D'Angelo. I hope I'm saying that name right. I'll figure it out now anyway.
I don't, yeah, and well, it's like you could talk about it and do the whole thing, which is fine.
We'll see.
I'm not criticizing, but the point is,
I need my Carmex.
they just want clicks. They're just...
About Insider.
It's like, how... Well, first of all... And
so they're saying as well that they just want clicks as an Insider. Yeah, that's their job. They literally need clicks. But also, isn't that why you title podcasts like Trisha Storming Off, Trisha Breakdown, Trisha Attacks James Charles, Trisha Attacks Charlie D'Amelio to get clicks? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, you know what I mean?
another point that this guy, D'Angelo Wallace, who by the way I like and I watch his videos, and he's friend of the show. Love D'Angelo Wallace.
Not this show. He's, I think, friends of H3 maybe.
Yeah, not this show, but he's
not frenemies.
On the black side of this desk, there's friendship. The pink side, I can't talk about.
Right.
Yeah. There's a line in the sand.
I would say...
This is so awkward, right? Like... Sorry, I was just putting my Carmex on. If we rewind this, right? Like, there was no need for her to be like this.
Point that
like,
this guy, D'Angelo Wallace, by the way, I like and I watch his videos, and he's friend of the show. Love D'Angelo Wallace.
Not this show. He's, I think, friends of H3 maybe.
Yeah, not this show, but he's
not frenemies.
On the black side of this desk,
she did this for what? And look, she goes further.
Right.
Yeah. There's a line in the sand.
I would say we hate D'Angelo Wallace on the pink side.
Okay, we love him on the black side.
And we hate him on the pink side.
I like that.
Trisha, you're a grown adult. I don't know what age he is, D'Angelo. I'm pretty sure he's 21. Trisha, let me look this up. He's 22 years old. Trisha, you're like an entire decade older than him, and you're acting like this.
That there's a line in the sand.
I hate that people consider someone like credible just because they have like a long video with like, you know, cool editing.
That's what Shane's content is! Oh my god, this was the moment that I knew she had no argument. She just described the reason people liked Shane Dawson's videos. Okay, imagine she's against Shane Dawson and being like, why do people support Shane Dawson, right? And this is her argument, like, why are, you know, people supporting him? Imagine this is her talking about Shane.
Wallace on the pink side.
Look.
Okay, we love him on the black side.
And we hate him on the pink side.
I like that there's a line in the sand.
I hate that people consider someone like credible just because they have like a long video with like, you know, cool editing. It's like, this person's just like a random person that highlights. It's just like...
So, almost like Shane Dawson making entire series is exploiting mental health with long videos and good editing, Trisha. Hold the same energy for everyone, Trish. So hypocritical. So hypocritical. I think if she didn't say that, like, I think people would have listened to her a bit more, but she literally just described Shane's content. Holy fuck, but it goes on. It literally goes on.
Propaganda, like, I'm gonna show you all the negative stuff.
Okay, wait, you're talking about the, like, hour-long video he made?
Can I be honest? Actually, I never watched it. I just saw the, like, clips on your H3 Live from him.
Yeah.
So Trisha watched that video and still is actively loving Shane Dawson. What does that say about you, Trish? Like fish?
So I was gonna put, let's not stray too far from the path, but at any rate,
so awkward.
He does make a point. He echoes a lot of these points. This is like, it's exploitative, and so, and that he also said that
jealous. People are just jealous that nobody cares about their shitty shows and shitty content. You know what I mean? Like, I hate people.
Keep in mind, D'Angelo's video that he made about the Frenemies podcast got like 500,000 views. That's... People are interested in his content, Trisha. You can't use that. He gets more views than you. What's your argument? He gets more views than you.
Like this, like Anna Nicole. I remember her on a reality show. Some girl comes up to her and goes, "You know they're just like using you, right?" And she's like, "I don't care as long as I get paid." And like, yeah, like this is our lives. Like, what are you? We're not supposed to have a career. Could you imagine BPT and like Target? If I was a Target employee, and guess what? I got fired. Because I was...
She goes on about D'Angelo in a second. Just wait. Like, it gets so weird. It already is, but...
Department, Marietta, California, when I was 18 years old. And I thought everyone was trying to murder me, including my manager of the electronics department, and I got fired. So, like, at least I'm given this platform where I can make better money than working at Target. Yeah, so... But
wait, so you... I didn't know paranoia was a symptom of...
So here she goes on to talk about that.
I told you, I think I might be schizo.
I don't think so.
We looked up BPT the other day. There is paranoia.
And then they go on to talk about D'Angelo in a second again. And then Ethan goes on to defend him by saying that, you know, Trisha, he actually made this video about us and was defending you. And still, you know, she's being ignorant and just being like, I hate him. Weird, Trish.
But anyway, D'Angelo said, a lot of the same things. He said a lot of nice things about both of us, so I don't want to make it seem like he didn't say nice things about us. But what he said is, here, let me pull it up.
Look at her.
Yeah,
she said, oh, we're going to watch it? Yeah.
Why are people haters? This is like a fun show.
He's not.
This is Ethan's podcast.
He's literally not a hater.
I think he plays a huge part in this. Yes, like I said, I truly believe that he does his best to manage Trisha Paytas and her outbursts. But it's like once they happen, he's really happy to profit off of them, basically. Making podcast highlights out of her breakdowns. The show, in some way, is kind of dependent on, ooh, is Trisha going to have a breakdown this week?
So that point, first of all, I highly disagreed with, because we've had 2 big breakdowns on the show.
Yeah.
Them defending themselves.
I do not like when that happens.
I hate it.
And by the way, our episodes without breakdowns do great. It's not like nobody watches when there's no break.
Yeah, our Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader one is just as much as me storming out.
And our Steamies did really good.
Yeah, so...
Every episode we've done. So that point I strongly disagree with, you know. Now, he made maybe his point about being exploitative in terms of the highlights. Was kind of, I was like, okay, I do highlights of that, but my counter argument to that is that if we're not going to put it up, somebody is. Oh, he posted a response to us. What the F?
Okay, no. This is very interesting right now. So Ethan then sees that D'Angelo made a video about, you know, responding to Ethan making a video about D'Angelo, and in the video he puts in the thumbnail the DMs that Ethan sent him that say that Ethan is going to watch the Shane video later because Ethan has not watched the Shane video. And now it'll be interesting to see what, like, opinion Ethan takes after watching that video, because I think anyone's opinion after watching that video is that Shane is disgusting. So now that he sees that, you know, it's out there that he said that he's going to watch the Shane video and have him on, this is his reaction to it. So this is now Trisha seeing that Ethan is now going to watch that video as well, and I know she's scared.
This video goes.
Here we go.
Oh, I hate you like this though.
Wait, he put my DMs to him in the thumbnail. What the F?
You really DM'd him?
Yeah. I was like, yo, what? He put my, what the F?
Oh.
I told him, I'm going to watch your Shane video tonight. I'll report.
He's a clout goblin, Trisha said after going, ugh. Trisha, that describes you as well. So now Ethan is reading out that he said he's going to watch the Shane videos. This is Trisha's response.
I hate that we've been talking about him though, because he's just so, like, not important, not entertaining, and he's just getting, like, a few off of, like, ugh. Like, I hate talking about drama channels because they're so not original or funny or anything. Like,
the first episode of Frenemies, Trisha Paytas says that she loves drama channels because they keep her relevant without doing anything. Now Trisha's like, ugh, I've always hated drama channels. Like, they're so unoriginal. I'm like, ugh, I've always hated them. Trisha, in the first episodes of Frenemies, you said that you love drama channels because they keep you relevant, and that's the reason that you're still here. Pick your narrative, woman. Pick your narrative. Oh my god. I tweeted about that and everyone was like, oh yeah, so she did. Trisha, you're so hypocritical. You love it and then you hate it. Depending on what narrative you want to spin in this. So you're going against D'Angelo here and you're like, oh, I've always hated drama channels. They're so...
I like D'Angelo. His videos are very good. That being said,
I'd rather suck Philip DeFranco's left teeth and watch this video.
His left teeth? Or
yeah.
Teeth? I think he said tooth. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, Philip DeFranco is more entertaining.
My point is that we're under fire, and people are under
Trisha's the one sounding like the hater, right?
Because of what? Because I have a mental illness and you're my friend? Don't be friends with anyone with a mental illness!
That's what I think too. Thank you.
Even Dr. Drew when he was here and I was like, yeah.
Okay, so there we have it. There's Trisha Paytas coming for D'Angelo, and I think that really shows as well, whether you want to say it or not, what Shane's opinion is of him as well, because Shane has not spoken out against D'Angelo's video or made any reference to it at all. And I think it's very interesting because Trisha coming for the Smith family, I was like, yeah, this can very much so show, you know, Shane's opinion on that as well, because they're always saying that they're always together or whatever like that. First of all, we're in a pandemic. Let's keep that in mind. But you know what I mean? And same for this D'Angelo as well. I know that they're scared and they're intimidated because they're seeing people like D'Angelo calling them out for their bullshit and overtaking them in views. Insider wrote a great article and it was interviewing D'Angelo, and it was like when the people who are cancelling, like, overcome the people who they're cancelling, you know, get bigger than it. And D'Angelo's a great example of that. Look at the views he got on his video this summer against all these people. King shit. And Trisha, you're intimidated by that. And I think Ethan defending him here is a really good move. Trisha, this makes you look like the hater. Like, you did all that for what? You know what I mean? That was a lot you did. You did the most. And again, it's interesting because now we know what the inner circle believe of D'Angelo's videos. Aww. Are they getting to y'all? Aww. King shit. Okay guys, I want to know what your opinion is of this. Let's talk below. I will see you in my next one. I think it's very interesting and I think it's so petty for no reason. Trisha, you could have just kept your mouth shut and not said anything. Like the fact you're calling him like a clout goblin, saying you would rather do anything than watch this video, and he's disgusting, and he's like, okay. Do you feel better now? Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what Ethan's opinion is of Shane after he watches D'Angelo's video, and they want D'Angelo on the podcast, so that'll also be interesting seeing how Trisha responds to that, because again, she's just trying to silence D'Angelo, so we'll see. Everyone give it up for Trisha Paytas. Anyway, see you in my next video. Bye.